The following video was captured towards the end of a paranormal investigation conducted by Ryan and his friend. They were both visiting a known site for paranormal activity called the Adrian, Michigan Ghost Trestle, and none of them actually thought anything would happen. Throughout, though, they were surprised as many haunting things took place, and eventually they came to the conclusion that they needed to leave or something terrible could happen. As they were about to exit the facility, a car drove past them, and then this happened.
There. Oh, shit. All right, I'm turning on the app. He just grew. Oh man, that's freaky. I just got the chills up my fucking spine. Oh, here comes the car.
After the incident, we decided to leave. But as we were leaving, a car drove past us, and we caught one last spooky moment on camera. Did you see it? Let's show it again. At the time, me and Trent were the only ones there, and yet there was this shadowy figure underneath the trestle as the car passed. Neither of us saw it at the time, but as I was editing the video, I noticed it, and I instantly got goosebumps.
Strangely, a ghostly figure was standing beside the car, and it is important to know that Ryan and his friend were the only two people in the vicinity. What's even spookier is that neither of them actually noticed this appearance at the time, and it was only while editing footage that Ryan exposed this bizarre phenomenon. The Hammerly family have been dealing with strange paranormal activity for a while now, and regular viewers of their TikTok page or this channel will likely remember some of their earlier experiences. From moving objects to unexplained noises, the haunting hasn't shown signs of slowing down. This time, one of their followers left a comment suggesting they confront the ghost directly, half-jokingly telling it to pay rent or get out. Not expecting much, the father of the household decided to give it a try.
Because we'll get the tour still from number 1 task as well. TikTok says you need to get out or pay rent. More of that shit.
Sitting casually on a chair, he speaks directly to the air, saying, "Either pay rent or leave." There's a moment of silence, and then suddenly, a large canister behind him tips over and crashes to the floor. He doesn't jump or scream, just freezes completely still, staring ahead in stunned silence as the weight of what just happened sets in. Afterwards, the family admitted they hadn't expected any sort of response and were shaken by how quickly and clearly the ghost reacted. They're debating bringing in a spiritual expert or medium, but haven't committed to anything yet. If this is how the spirit reacts to a simple joke, they're left wondering what it might do next. After the canister incident, the Hammerly family went a few days without anything strange happening and started to believe, maybe jokingly, that the ghost actually listened and left. The house felt calm for once, and they were almost ready to move on from it entirely, but that quiet didn't last.
Go away. Go away!
The wife was cleaning up in the kitchen when something small but unsettling happened. As she stood at the counter, a tissue dispenser subtly slid across the surface on its own. She paused, a little startled, and aggressively told it to go away. Then she reached over, pulled a tissue from it, used it, and placed the dispenser back in the same spot. Almost immediately, it slid again in the exact same direction, same slight movement. She froze, clearly unnerved, and just stared at it for a second before stepping away. Afterwards, she told her husband what had happened, and they both agreed it felt more deliberate this time, like whatever's in the house was testing boundaries, or making sure they knew it hadn't really left. With the ghost seemingly interacting with both parents now, the family is back in the same place they were before, uncertain, a little on edge, and seriously considering bringing in someone who knows what they're dealing with. Chamos is the name of a YouTube channel with over 1.5 million subscribers, and in the video that I am about to show you, they caught something unreal. One day, they decided that they were going to visit a haunted location called the abandoned hospital of Cambay, and they all believed that this place truly was a hellhole. Little did they know this theory would be proved so easily. All the way through the night, terrible things happened, but the people on the mission were extremely brave and knew a ghost wouldn't harm them. This is the most frightening thing that was captured.
Viu?
Não queria lembrar.
Não queria lembrar, eu entendi alguma coisa, a mulher de branco.
Mulher de branco? Tem uma mulher de branco aqui que vaga nesse local? Ó, olha só.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
Just as they were discussing a white ghost that haunted the walls of this place, the man behind the camera panned to the side, and some sort of apparition could be seen taking cover. The truth is, we will never know if this was the exact ghost they were discussing at the time, but this event was rather frightening regardless. William Davies had only discovered his house was haunted about a week ago, and ever since then he'd been dealing with constant, unexplained activity. Objects shifting, doors creaking without reason, and strange noises at all hours had started to wear him down. After enduring a full week of this, he finally decided he needed proof, not just for peace of mind, but to help convince others that something really was going on.
I don't think that's supposed to happen. Whoa. I want to see this impressive newspaper come off the shelf. So we'll get right back. Go on then. Press it. Ooh, but you know, how is it old? How is that possible? Strange choice of newspaper, though.
He set up his phone and started talking aloud, encouraging whatever was in the house to show itself. After a tense pause, a folded newspaper sitting on the edge of a nearby table suddenly dropped to the floor on its own, with no breeze or visible reason for the movement. William jumped slightly, not out of fear, but out of validation. This was exactly what he needed. Afterwards, he shared the footage with close friends and even reached out to a local paranormal group for advice. While he's still not sure what exactly he's dealing with, the moment marked a shift. He no longer feels like he's imagining things, and now he's not facing it alone. Memoria Sobrenatural, NC, is a ghost hunting team that's seen a lot over the years, but one of their members recently got called out for something a little different. A real estate agent, interested in flipping an old, long-abandoned house, wanted a paranormal check before making an offer. The building had a history, but nothing officially documented, just word of mouth.
Olha isso é espetacular. Vocês viram? Minha nossa, cara. Dá uma olhada nisso, ó. Cara do céu. Cê é louco, mano. Vocês viram isso, mano? Vocês viram isso, mano? Opa! Opa. Cara, é espetacular, não é? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? Rapaz do céu.
The hunter walked through with a flashlight, narrating the condition of each room. As he entered one in particular, a chair in the middle of the room suddenly slid several inches across the floor, all on its own. His breath caught as he backed away, clearly shaken. The camera shook slightly as he tried to stay calm, but ended up repeating the words, "Oh my God," in panic. Eventually, he left the room out of fear, but instead of backing away into safety, he backed himself into an even more bizarre room.
Se existe algo aqui próximo a mim, que se manifeste neste momento. Ai, minha nossa. Tá, bexiga. Olha isso. Olha isso, mano. Cara do céu. Opa. Minha nossa vida. Rapaz do céu. Que é isso?
This room was far more haunted, and lots of stuff was happening inside. The team reported the footage back to the real estate agent, and they immediately deemed the house to be off limits, because who would buy somewhere as frightening as this? A man living with his wife and 2 daughters started noticing something strange. One of his daughter's dolls kept moving overnight, shifting positions when no one was around. Concerned and a bit spooked, he shared the story with his followers online, hoping for advice. Many suggested trying a Ouija board to communicate with whatever might be connected to the doll.
So someone suggested I try using one of these boards to try and see if it'll say anything. I'm not going to touch the little plastic piece because obviously then it would look weird if it moved. So I'm just going to ask it questions and see if it moves the thing at all. Do you have a name? What is your name? You have to move the little plastic piece to reveal letters and spell something. It just moved. All right, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
In the clip, he sets up the doll on the sofa next to the Ouija board, hesitantly asks the doll for its name, and watches as the planchette slowly moves a little on its own. The movement is subtle, but unmistakable. Suddenly overwhelmed with fear, he quickly walks away from the board, leaving everything behind. The aftermath is tense, and he's left questioning what he just awakened, and wondering if the doll's restless energy is something more serious than he first thought. An everyday Canadian YouTuber has been hearing strange noises coming from his basement while his kids are asleep upstairs. Concerned but trying to stay calm, he decides to film what's going on.
Hey guys, an everyday Canadian. I was upstairs and I'm hearing banging. Now, I just did the laundry not too long ago. I know it's not the laundry machine because I know what it sounds like. And there is literally sounds coming in my basement right now, and it's freaking me out. Kids are upstairs asleep, and I'm gonna go down and check right now. This is freaky right now, because I rarely go in my basement. It's an unfinished basement. Holy shit. Oh, what the f is that sound? Like, holy shit. Like, I don't even want to go down there. Holy shit. It's f***ing dark. Hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit. Oh, God. I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the f was that? What the f?
He cautiously heads down the stairs, and just as he reaches the middle, a loud clang echoes through the space. He keeps going down, flashlight in hand, and when he reaches the bottom, he spots one of his kids' toys moving slightly on its own. The unsettling moment leaves him wide-eyed and tense. The aftermath has him wondering if the noises are just the house settling, or if something else might be lurking downstairs, making him consider whether to investigate further or find a way to keep his family safe. In the following video, Matthew was watching his favorite show on television, and he had waited months for this specific episode to release. It was the finale, and he wanted to watch it with no interruptions, no distractions, but unfortunately, a certain spirit didn't agree with his ideas. The time was 2 a.m. in the morning when he noticed something in his room moving by itself, so he took it upon himself to record, and this is what he was able to capture on his camera.
Bro, so I'm watching TV, and this Broly statue was facing towards me, and it fucking turned to the right, bro. Literally just shifted to the right. Unbelievable. I couldn't get my fucking phone out fast enough to get it on film, of course. And now that I'm filming, it's not gonna do it. Bro, like, here's my fucking hand, bro. And it literally just started Bro. That thing just rocked. Bro, here's my hand. My other hand is filming, bro. No way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro. Bro. What the fuck? Yo.
At first, he made it clear that he didn't expect anything to happen whilst he was recording, and that this was more of a just-in-case precaution. Little did he know that something would actually happen again, though. This time the figure collapsed and started shaking and moving almost as if a person was controlling it. It doesn't take a genius to know that there were no items or forces acting upon it, though, meaning it must have been a ghost. Instead of trying to stop it, though, Matt decided that he was going to entertain it for due course. He saw the views that the video received and couldn't see past recording this ghost consistently. It is because of this that he is still suffering from this to this day. Cody was a young child and loved being home alone. Whilst his parents were not constantly over his shoulder, he could do whatever he wanted, and he really relished the freedom, until one night he took it too far. His parents were staying in a hotel for the week because they were on holiday, and they piled a lot of trust on Cody in allowing him to look after himself for such a prolonged period. They warned him to stay away from the basement at night, but being a teenager, he ignored this advice, and these were the consequences.
Okay, let's see. Here I am in my basement. Been trying to catch some paranormal things all day. Nothing's really going on. So, could have swore I just saw that door move. I swear on anything I saw it move. It's moving. Can you? Oh my god! What the crap? Gotcha. What? 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 What was it? gotta get out. I gotta get out of here. Oh my God!
The basement was an absolute wormhole for spirits, and the paranormal levels in there were ridiculous. No child should be exposed to poltergeists of that nature, although I guess Cody did inflict it upon himself here. Too frightened to inform his parents of what he did, Cody decided to keep the incident quiet and tried to sleep under the duvet that night, but couldn't. He locked the door and never entered that basement again. "1 o'clock in the morning was the time, and Saturday was the date, a time when most Bayeux people would be fast asleep in bed. However, not the man who was able to capture the video that I am about to expose you to. He had a terrible habit of scrolling through social media whilst he was in bed, and it became so bad that he would have doom scroll sessions that lasted times of up to 6 hours, leaving his nights restless. One particular time though, a poltergeist decided to do a favor in helping him quit this addiction, and it definitely did a great job. Have a watch."
Okay guys, I just saw these metals. Look, do you see that? Oh my gosh. What in the world? Oh. What? There's the metals again. That door just opened by itself. My house is haunted. Seriously.
Strangely, objects inside of the room started moving on their own accord, and I don't just mean one object, I mean all sorts. The paranormal levels inside of this bedroom must have been off the scales, and the man reported a cold and spine-tingling feeling, which is typical in a situation where a poltergeist is present. After the incident, he came into contact with several ghost hunters, and one offered him a huge discount, so he decided to proceed with them. This whole event definitely deterred him from doom scrolling so easily at night. In a recent video on the channel, we had a look at a clip provided by a YouTube channel called Anonymous Serial, and no matter how much I researched into the background of the channel, there was absolutely nothing that I could find. The only information available was that it was filmed on an Android in the dark and showed all sorts of hauntings. Well, what if I told you there was another haunting uploaded on the YouTube channel? It took place in the exact same house as the last clip, and a lot of new things are showcased.
I just heard a noise. The hell? Are you serious?
Just like last time, the person behind the camera was walking around seeing the ghost cause havoc in front of their very eyes. But this time, we discovered they were a male. As well as this, due to the video being captured during hours of daylight, the layout of the house was much more visible than before, but again, I have no clue about anything other than that. That is why all we can really do is pray that whoever this man is, he is okay, and I am sure the hauntings will stop soon. Daniel was enjoying the leisure of having a day off from work, and it was literally the perfect life. His 2 sons were both in school for the day, whilst his wife was out working, meaning that the entire household was his to play with. He decided that instead of having a crazy day, he was just going to enjoy the rare emptiness and have the television all to himself. However, he knew that there was something that had the potential to ruin it all. Ever since the family moved into this house, a specific door nearby to the television always rattled in the most inconvenient of moments, and he just knew it would happen. Take a look.
This has been happening ever since we've moved in. This has been happening. It's a brand new building. I don't get it. Happens that often, the handle is even loose. Really fed up with this. It's all the time at the moment.
Just as Daniel predicted, the door handle wouldn't stop rattling, and it really frustrated him because it acted as a barrier between him and his peaceful day. All he wanted was one day where nothing blocked him from his leisurely lifestyle, but that is not what he got. Him and his wife are now exploring options to eradicate the ghost in question, assuming it is a ghost, but we all know it is. Rebecca Winkleman was an innocent woman who never had anything to do with the paranormal world until this point. She had done absolutely nothing to deserve the horrifying experience of facing an entity, and it happened in the most unpredictable of moments. She was in the kitchen doing simple tasks such as washing and drying the points when she noticed that the door started opening and closing. The strange thing was that nobody else was in the house, but she was able to catch it on camera. As I mentioned previously, Rebecca knew that nobody else was in the household, making it impossible for anyone or anything to have made this happen, at least things from the regular world. Later that night, the husband of Rebecca arrived home and reviewed the footage, but he was certain that a ghost wouldn't have caused it, or was it that he didn't want to believe it? Regardless, they are in contact with many experts seeking answers, and if you have any input, then feel free to use the comment section in case they see this. On May the 11th of 2025, so in really recent times, an apparition was caught on security that was so frightening, they were all justified in staying off from work for 2 whole weeks. Usually, everyone on the security team would stay at their stations in twos, but when one of them spotted a potential threat, they needed their whole team to put an input on it. What they found was really surprising.
यस्तो मान्छे कहाँ हुन्छ किन बस्यो है स्लो गरे है मैले फेरि धेरै स्लो हुन्छ भनेर छोडिदिनु इन्डस्ट्रीमा त्यही गरेर गम्बुट लाछ है
मेरो गम्बुट रहेछ कपालले जिङ्गिङ
कपाल जिङ्गिङ रहेछ
ओ कपाल उड्यो
यो मान्छे
कपाल उड्यो
छाया छाया जस्तो छ हैन गम्बुटबाट माथि क्लियर देखिदैन नि के
फेरि यो गर्दा कपाल उडेको जस्तो हुन्छ क्या
अब त्यो क्लियर गर्दा अरू केटाहरू आउँछ सर्लकै देख्छ फेरि
एकछिन त्यसलाई नै हेरौँ न त कपाल उडेको देखिँदो रहेछ साँच्चै.
The person that had potentially broken into the facility did not look human-like. It had a transparent figure, and the way it walked seemed way too smooth to be even closely comparable to that of a human being. The verdict from the majority of staff was that this was a ghostly apparition, especially considering that nobody came into the building that night, and there were no signs of security breaches. This situation was very mysterious nonetheless, and left all of the security officers in states of fear. No amount of training could have set them up for something such as that. Ian, known to his large YouTube following as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has quite a self-explanatory job. He hunts ghosts. Unlike the vast majority of ghost hunters though, Ian does these explorations completely for entertainment and gets a strange buzz out of experiencing paranormal activity. He has been doing this role for years, visiting all sorts of haunted locations that are known as hellholes for paranormal activity. In the video that I am going to expose you to in due course, Ian was exploring an abandoned and heavily haunted asylum all by himself. No team, no friends, no nothing, just him and his trusty gear. This is a short clip that happened during the exploration.
Lulu, I know you're in here. Are you running around your room? Ooh. Whoa. Sorry. You just spooked me a little bit there. Are you making noise over here? Could you make another noise? Whoa. I'm trying to take a whole bunch of photos. I'm getting orbs. She is definitely in here. You have a very beautiful room, Lulu. Is that one of the cribs? The old cribs that you used when you were a mother? I'm very sorry about the horrible things that happened to you while you were here. Could you show yourself once again? I just got a bunch of orbs floating around that chair. It's as if she's sitting in it. Lulu, if that's you sitting in this chair. Oh my God. Holy crap. I just heard her out here. I just heard her voice echo through here. She is roaming this entire floor right now. But that was totally freaky. Alright, so I'm about to make my way out to the barn where Willis Cowden fell from that window. And boy, did it get nippy out here. Holy crap.
For those of you who have never watched a Haunter video before, you are likely wondering who or what Lulu is. Fortunately, you have me here to explain. Lulu was one of the many victims who suffered abuse inside of this asylum, and one of the few spirits who stuck around to haunt it for the rest of eternity. Ian was able to see this firsthand with Lulu, making it very evident that she was in the room, but surprisingly, she wasn't aggressive or really frightening in the slightest. Perhaps Ian reassuring her that he disagreed with the stuff that happened to her played a part in such a light scale of paranormal hauntings. Make sure to subscribe and like, because Ian's exploration of this asylum will run into future videos. In the following video, Martin Dickey and his wife Jenny were both operating inside of their kitchen when something happened that took them both off guard. In the corner of his eye, Martin noticed that the cap for the jug of milk was moving on its own accord, but it was so surreal that he couldn't believe his own eyes. He took out his camera and began to film the incident when this happened.
Right, there's nothing touching this milk bottle at all. Oh my god. Oh my god. This empty milk bottle lid is moving on its own. That is up. Do it again. Come on. Come on. Yes! Yes! There it is!
What is it?
I don't know! I have no idea what that is. That is absolutely crazy. There's nothing on or around this bottle. Are you doing it, Fliss?
How can I even do this?
Let's do it again. That is freaky stuff. Any more? Any more?
What do you think it is? Is it a ghost?
I can't work it out.
There's some air traps, isn't there? Then there's probably some sort of duct that's pulling it up here.
Is that on though? The duct isn't
I don't
on.
know, I just can't imagine what else it would be.
It's kind of stopped now. We got it though.
The cap continued to do its thing, moving as if it was being manhandled. Both of them tried their hardest to forge a logical solution, and Jenny came up with the idea that it was to do with the air above, although they both knew that this wouldn't have made this happen. Other than that, there are no real reasons other than the presence of a paranormal entity that I can get behind. The man in this next clip is called Jack, and he has featured in a large number of videos on my channel. This is because he has uploaded many haunted findings to his social media page on TikTok, and they are too good to not include. Jack experiences things of paranormal nature a lot because he collects antique items, and there is a direct correlation between these items and poltergeist activity. At first, things were okay for him, but as time went on, he slowly began to realize that something must have entered his house because odd stuff started happening, and the video that I am about to expose you to is when he managed to catch it all on camera.
Okay, I've just started filming because I fell asleep on the couch and woke up to what felt like somebody stroking the side of my face, which made me jump awake, but I don't know if it was a dream, but then the room is icy cold and just the noises coming from the kitchen. Hello? Hello? Can you hear that? It's coming from outside, well, the kitchen there. Hello? Oh my god. The candlestick and the door's just bloody opened. What the hell? Hello? Oh my god. It makes you nervous to fall asleep on the couch, it really does. It's horrible. Is anybody out there? Shit! What the fuck? That's just hit my leg? What the fuck? Oh. Sophie, okay? The cat's just legged it as well. Oh my god. What is going on in here? Sound like somebody sat down on the fucking chair. Fuck this. Fuck off. I'm going in the garden. I'm not staying here.
All sorts of things happened here, and I will give it to you non-believers. In isolation, these events could definitely have a natural cause, but when paired together, it would be too coincidental for them all to happen within a 3-minute time span. Furthermore, the fact that the room went cold also signals that there was a haunting presence there, and this is something that Jack is going to work on banishing from his home, so we wish him luck. Not many people can stay calm in the midst of ghostly activity, so we really have to give credit to the girl who filmed this video. Somehow she was able to stay really composed and give a clear narrative, despite how frightening the situation must have been, and I can admire that. The time was 3 p.m, and Chloe was with her sister in the kitchen when they noticed the spice rack spinning around without any visible force interacting with it. She started recording in hopes that it would continue, and sure enough, it did.
I think he's after some spices now. He's in the fucking kitchen. I think he's just having a look. Oh no! Oh! Oh, I think he's having a read of them. Oh! Oh! I think he's dropped a few spices. You might want to clean them up.
Not only did the spice rack keep on spinning, but the dustpan also decided it was going to have a mind of its own. It started to swing from left to right, and I am surprised Chloe stayed calm in this situation. She showed the clip to her parents when they rose from bed the next day, and they sent it to a local ghost hunter. They now have a date booked, and it is looking like the house will be cleansed. On a late night in France, a ghost hunter by the name of Duncan decided that he was going to explore a haunted house for his TikTok page. He loved exploring places of this sort and wasn't even in the industry for the money. We know this because he did these kinds of things way before starting social media, which showcases his real passion for the hobby of capturing ghosts on camera. Anyways, sticking to this expedition specifically, a family had passed away inside of the house 4 years prior, and Duncan had been hired by a new family to check for ghosts before they purchased it. This is one of his findings.
Oh, les 2K2. Regardez les amis. Les 2K2. Il marche lui? Non. Nom de Dieu. Oh, c'est un truc de fou. C'est quoi le délire? Est-ce que Serge, tu pourrais faire allumer la lumière bleue s'il te plaît? Peux-tu te rapprocher de la lumière bleue? Est-ce que tu peux faire un mouvement s'il te plaît? Merci beaucoup Serge. Wow, wow. C'est quoi D'accord Serge. Il y aurait quelqu'un ici? Est-ce que Serge, tu sais sortir la poupée? D'accord. Dis-moi Serge. Est-ce que tu penses que j'ai ramené Gabi quelque part?
Out of nowhere, the high vision jacket dropped from the wooden door and it started to shake, as if a real person had nudged or kicked it. This acted as a jump scare to Duncan, who was not expecting the poltergeist to show itself to him so soon, but after the initial scare, he was not frightened at all and continued his journey, later coming across this.
D'accord. Les amis, il y a un vrai souci. Incroyable. Qu'est-ce qui se passe, Serge? Est-ce que tu peux me ramener le ventilateur, Serge? Une dernière fois? Comme tu veux. Oh, c'est quoi ce bordel? C'est quoi ça? Wow! C'est quoi ce délire? Putain. C'est quoi le délire? Ok Serge, je crois que je vais te laisser tranquille en fait. Je vais pas t'embêter. J'aimerais juste te présenter quelqu'un. Alors les amis, le K2 il est amorphe. Il est amorphe le K2. Wow! Oh! Calme-toi! Oh non, non, Serge, non, non! Oh non! Non, Serge! Pas les appareils! Il y a du gaz à ces bombes, Serge!
Unlike the high vision jacket that fell from the door off camera, these items moved right in front of it, which confirmed to the audience that this was in fact real. Duncan added these videos to his evidence file for the family who were paying him a big fee for his work before leaving the home safely. Staying in a hotel is meant to be a good all-round experience, considering the fact that you have to pay your money in order to stay in one. Most of the time, this is the case, but sometimes hotels fail to provide this nice feeling, with the one in the next video coming under that category. However, it was not their fault. Dennis was staying in the hotel before a concert he was attending the next day when all of a sudden something odd caught his eye, which warranted him to take out his phone and start recording. This is what he managed to capture.
Okay, Lisa. Do you want to talk? Open the drawer if you want to communicate with me. Come on, Lisa. Lisa, do you want me to go away? Lisa, come on. Come on, Lisa. All right, what do you want to do? Lisa, come on. We can play this parlor game all day long, I suppose. Here, okay. Open the drawer. Lisa, you want to talk? Lisa, do you want to talk? Do you want me to go away?
We are grateful and proud of our purpose.
Come on, Lisa.
Now more than ever, home has meaning. Home is everything.
Come on, Lisa, talk to me. Show me. Okay, atta girl. Anything else I can help you with? Okay.
The drawer continued to open and close, and you are probably wondering how he knew the spirit's name was Lisa. Well, the history of the hotel dates back to the mid-1800s, when a woman called Lita was miserably killed by the people in the room next to hers. It is a story that the hotel is haunted by her, but most people believe it is a fake marketing scheme for the hotel to gain more customers, not Dennis. The following video took place inside of a wax museum, and if you do not know what one of those are, for some reason, I am here to explain. A wax museum is a place where historical figures are remade as identical statues, but instead of being forged in a traditional way, they are made from wax. The wax statue that you are about to see is one of nobody particularly significant, and resembles an elderly woman who was executed for supposedly being a witch. Whether she was a witch or not is unknown, but it is safe to say that the clip you are about to watch leads us to believe she was one.
¡Ay, hijo de güey, qué pedo!
¿Qué onda, amigo? No, amigo, no manejo nada de mecatrónica. Es una figura totalmente en cera. Mira, es una pieza total, rígida, no se puede manipular. Te digo, no tiene nada. Te digo, mira, te muestro. No hay cables, no hay nada, no es un robot. Es una figura totalmente en cera.
Strangely, the head of the statue turned whilst he was looking at it, and it was not supposed to do this. As I stated before, the statue was made out of no material other than wax, and it doesn't take a genius to know that wax cannot move. This must have been the act of a ghost, perhaps the witch's ghost of which the statue was supposed to resemble. Olivia Conkle and her boyfriend were pulling into the driveway one evening after a party when they noticed something terrifying behind their window. It is important to note that nobody they knew owned a key to the house, and furthermore, no one was supposed to be in there whilst they were gone. These things put together made it very difficult for the duo to believe this was anything other than a threat, and they were lucky enough to take out their camera in time. Have a watch. Some sort of mysterious figure could be seen behind the window, and this would be very threatening to anybody arriving home. Due to the bravery of Olivia's boyfriend, though, they came to the conclusion of not calling the police, and he walked inside, only to find nothing. A few days passed by in the house where nothing of a paranormal nature happened to either of them, but of course this did not last. It was only a matter of time before another clip was captured. Olivia was home alone when she heard scratching outside of her bedroom door, and she started to film so that she could show both social media and her boyfriend what was happening. Little did she know that something even worse would occur in front of the camera. Somehow, something pulled the cloak from the door, and it was obvious based on the movement that this was unhuman-like. On top of this, Olivia went to investigate the other rooms behind the door, and to her dismay, found nothing. This is when she started to believe that what they were experiencing was a haunting. There was still one more event that took place before they decided to take action, though.
Wait! There's legit no one in here, dude. No one is in here.
All around the house, strange things were happening, and it was very evident that the cause was not a human. Spirits ridiculed this house, and Olivia has recently gone to the local church seeking assistance. We wish them luck in the future. The Paranormies are a group of well-experienced ghost hunters who visit locations and see what they can find. They post their findings onto their YouTube channel so that people like us can see what ghosts are capable of, and it truly is fascinating. In the adventure that I am about to expose you to, they were responding to a scary story of an old friend who may have been part of a homicide in the 1970s. The spooky, abandoned town of Piney is where this took place, and they wanted to investigate the train station first, and weird signs popped up right away.
You can moan for us so we can hear it. You can do it into one of our microphones or into our ear.
Look at this, man. I didn't see over there, but that looks like it's coming down too.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Like where I'm shining, that looks like a TV, the actual two part of the TV.
Oh yeah.
All around the station, they were finding appliances such as televisions, stoves, and refrigerators, which was really weird, considering the purpose of the building was supposed to be a transport mechanism. The team theorized that it must have been converted to a storage unit, but as I said, this was just a theory. After coming up with this, they continued their train station adventure without much else to think about. This location had been debunked, but not a house in the town. Next, they all went to the closest house in the abandoned town, and what they found there was much weirder.
Silence.
Really?
Like, I actually heard like a lot of voices, but like then it just would stop for like 10-20 seconds at a time, and then it would just pick up again, which is super weird. So if it's silent in here right now, it could pick up again any second.
You hear that?
Yep. Oh my god. Was that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy f, man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you? Oh man, that freaked me out. Hands are shaking. Holy smokes.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right here.
It looked like something was standing right here.
Oh my god.
But I saw it for like a split second.
A thump was heard by the whole group, and it was almost as if a victim of the homicide was still haunting the town. I will continue this story in a future video on the channel. William Davies was winding down in his bedroom when he heard the soft creak of the door moving. At first, he thought it was just a draft, but then it happened again and again. No windows were open and the heating wasn't on. He grabbed his phone and began filming, thinking it might just be a loose hinge or bad alignment.
Whatever that was. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, just move back a bit then. Oh, not amazing. You get too close to the door. Postman? No way. Holy shit. Makes me wonder. Strange. Definitely has right now. About the clock. What? Definitely hearing things. Whoa.
possible. Got some pull on it as well.
In the footage, the bedroom door sways all by itself, as if something is actually in contact with it. As William turns the camera to scan the rest of the room, the cabinet door beside his dresser swings open just as deliberately. There's no sound, no sudden gust, nothing visible that could have triggered it. Afterward, William sits down and replays the clip multiple times, watching how precisely everything moved. The timing feels intentional, like something unseen was reacting to him. He checks the hinges, tests the cabinet, even places items inside to see if anything shifts naturally, but everything stays still until the camera comes back out. That night, he leaves the lights on and tries to sleep with one eye open. The fear isn't from what he saw, but from knowing he didn't imagine it. Something in that room moved, and whatever it was, it knew he was watching. In the following video, Matty was home alone when he heard the bells from the front door ringing. This usually meant that somebody had entered the house, but upon checking, nobody was there, so he assumed it was the wind. However, when he started hearing this again later in the night, he was not going to be as foolish. Matty took his camera this time to capture the phenomenon on camera, and this is what he was able to see.
I don't know what's going on with these dogs, bro. They're scared of something. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, that's the second time I heard those bells, bro. The second time. I'm home all the alone, bro. Nobody is home. Nobody. No one is home. Nobody is home. And those bells. What's wrong, Petey? What's wrong? What do you see? You see something? You see something over here? I'm telling you, those bells, I heard them twice. What the f*** is going on? Petey! 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 Petey, what's going on? The TV turned on. The TV turned on. Petey, let's go. Go, Petey. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. Go out. What the is going on? What the is going on? What the is going? It turned off. It turned off. Lucy, Bentley, let's go. Bentley, get out. Let's go. Tiberius, let's go. Get the out. Get the out. Get the out. Let's go. Tiberius. Lucy. Oh my God. Charlie, let's go. Come on. Come on, who's home? Come on, who's home? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on, T. Come on. Lucy.
The chiming bell was definitely not the biggest issue in this house, because from falling objects to a self-activating TV, this place had it all. Experts have no idea why a poltergeist would choose to target Matty, especially considering nobody else, including him, ever noticed something weird inside of the house again. This is one of many big mysteries on this channel that will likely never be solved. The woman in our next clip loved her job as a cleaner at the old church. Every day, she took pride in making the place shine, enjoying the quiet moments among the ancient stone and stained glass windows. But one day, while working late, she suddenly felt an icy chill creeping through the air. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record a video for her friend to show what was happening.
I want to go back there quick.
In the footage, a heavy wooden door slowly moves by itself. She turns around, startled, and screams. After that, she left work early and told her boss she wouldn't be returning. The experience shook her deeply, and the church that once felt like a second home suddenly became a place she wanted to avoid forever. Two kids were messing around in the kitchen one afternoon while their family's Ring doorbell camera picked up everything. They had been watching scary videos earlier and were still hyped up, joking loudly to each other. "I ain't scared of no ghosts." It was all fun and laughter until it wasn't. Just after one of them repeats the line, the door ahead of them slams shut with full force, seemingly out of nowhere. Their faces go from playful to terrified in a heartbeat. They scream, running around in a panic, not knowing whether to open the door or hide. Eventually, they yank it back open and bolt straight through the house, crying as they race down the street to their grandma's place next door. Later that evening, after things calmed down, their parents reviewed the footage. There were no windows open, no fans on, and nothing they could find that would have caused the door to move like that. Everyone agreed it wasn't just wind or coincidence. It felt like a direct response to the kids mocking whatever might be in the house. Since then, they haven't gone back to that kitchen alone, and next time they talk about ghosts, they'll think twice before taunting them. No one in this family ever thought their house was haunted. It was barely 9 years old, and everything about it felt normal, except for one thing. Ever since they were kids, they'd hear the sound of someone digging through their big plastic tub of Lego pieces upstairs. It was the same tub where they used to build bionicles, and the rattling noise it made was loud and unmistakable. But sometimes, that sound would echo through the house when no one was up there.
Yeah, I hear that very loudly. Dude, that is weird. That's that's loud. Yeah, that's very loud. Go in. Come. Let's go in. Shh. There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. Hang on, there's nothing up here. What the crap? There's nothing in here either, look. I could hear it when we got about halfway down the hallway. Yeah, it stopped. As we got closer.
I just heard once. Like I came out and heard like shh. That's all I heard.
Yeah, but we heard it when we were sitting there. We were sitting in there and we heard it.
You heard it start?
Yeah, we heard it start and it went for like...
How long ago before you got me?
It probably went for about 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it. You'll watch it. So you can...
In the recording, You can clearly hear the distinct plastic clatter coming from the closet, like someone sifting through the pieces. The two brothers rush toward it, open the door, and find absolutely nothing. No person, no movement, just an eerie stillness. They figured that was it, just the same weird sound they'd been hearing for years. But when they showed the footage to friends and eventually cast it onto their living room TV, someone caught something that none of them had seen before. In the far back of the closet, a huge bionicle figure they'd built as kids can be seen slowly turning its head right before the clip ends. They raced upstairs to check, and sure enough, the figure was still there. Same pose, same position. The neck joint is stiff, not loose, so it shouldn't have been able to move at all. The family says they've never felt in danger, but ever since that night, none of them go near the closet alone. Kyle Anthony was home alone while his fiancée was out with her sister. At one point, he heard laughter coming from the basement, but it only started the moment he opened the door. The sound was unmistakably like a child laughing, which made him uneasy since he has no kids. He quickly shut the door, still shaken by the strange noise.
Alright, I'm home alone, and I am hearing a little kid laughing in the basement, and I do not have children. This is freaking me out. Yeah, you hear it too? Go. Move. I'll try to go down there. Oh God, let's see if we hear it. Goodness gracious. Shit. Do you hear that? Oh my God, that's freaky. I don't have children. And I'm home alone. My fiance just went with her sister to the mall. I don't hear it anymore now. Goodness gracious.
In the footage, as Kyle opens the basement door, the laughter begins suddenly and echoes through the house. Later, he opens the door again, but this time nothing happens. The silence makes the moment even more eerie as he stands there, unsure of what to believe. Left unsettled, Kyle is now trying to figure out what's going on in the basement, so feel free to leave him some form of suggestion for his future in the comments. To call the Midwest ghost hunter a regular on this channel would be a severe understatement, because he appears in at least 98% of my videos. This is because he never fails to provide long compilations of ghostly footage from places he visits, and they seem to get more frightening every single time. In today's video, he was in a haunted theater by himself, and he wanted to gather evidence that this place was as bad as it seemed. This is what he caught.
All right, well, Reverend Henry Doty Maxson. Here is his office. Let's see if anything happens. Reverend. Are you in here? Are you okay with me visiting your office here? That's his old chalkboard right there. And that is his handwriting. They've kept that preserved. That must have been from his last lecture before dying. Father, if you are indeed in here, could you tap on your chalkboard? Make a tapping sound like you're writing on it. I would be amazed if you did that. What the? That sounded like paper being moved. It was on this desk. Like, whoa, you see that? Dude! Look at that! That has to be it! Look at that, it's literally hanging off of the table. Look at all the other ones, they're like straight, and then that one is just completely. Henry, did you just move this piece of paper? I wonder what's on this paper anyway. It's more of his writing. Reverend, if you're sitting at your desk right now, could you move something once more? Use whatever energy you need. You can use it for my camera, my voice recorder, whatever you need. All I wish to do is learn from you. Learn about the afterlife. Whoa, I'm feeling like coldness over here. It's like emanating from this desk. I'm gonna get a reading with this.
Strangely, the Reverend decided to move a piece of paper to the edge, despite it being its own preserved piece of writing. This was likely to scare Ian, the ghost hunter, but if that was the goal, then it was a big fail because he was not going to give up on this investigation. So subscribe for more clips inside of this theater in future videos. The following video was captured by William and Keith, and they were friends who decided to share an apartment. They were young without much money behind them, so did this, in order to make rent cheaper with a 50-50 split. Little did they know that this location would turn out to be haunted. They both noticed mysterious things happening across their time there, until one day, Keith came up with the idea to try and catch the spirit on camera and upload it to social media. Several clips arose from this test, with the first one being as follows.
Sitting room and we heard some noises.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like it was coming from the kitchen, so that's why we're here. For the last half an hour before recording, we were trying to get the spirits to do some movement of some kind, and so far we've had the cupboard squeak. No, nothing to see. It's something noise coming from somewhere. Did you see that cupboard door move again?
A little bit.
Shit. This is mental. Benji, why are you looking up there for? There's nothing there. You always seem to be looking up in the corner of the wall.
I know.
Every time you look up in the corner of the wall, things start to happen.
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell, it's moving again. Oh my god.
Shit. Do you want to go over there with the camera and close the door?
Okay.
I would have done it for a chair, I would have been there, done this before.
Somehow, just as the duo finished introducing the audience to what was going on, something very abnormal happened. The door to the cabinet slowly opened without any human interaction, and it was evident that there were no strings attached. With pre-existing knowledge that the place was haunted, William showed no fear in approaching the cabinet and closing it. But of course, there was more to come. Just after closing the cabinet, both of the men were watching on, and it immediately opened itself again. This time though, instead of approaching the cabinet, they took it upon themselves to expand their test and attempt to see what would happen in the dark.
Not normal. Something does not like me. Something does not like me.
It don't like me either.
Turn the light off to see what was going to happen. Just turn it off to see what's going on. If there's any spirits there, show yourself. You see that?
Yeah.
Let me just flick it across the camera. This is not. This is weird. This is weird. Fucking well weird. Weird fucking. Pause it. I just got back from the toilet and stuff is still happening. That's why I had to pause it. You can see. Oh, you fucker! See how it changes. Oh, that's not possible. Oh, this is too much. What are you looking up at the wall for, dog? Every time you look up in the corner wall, it's like something there. Why are you doing that? Hey? Hey? Me?
No.
Missed that, what happened?
I can't remember.
Sure.
All I seen was the DVD flying off. It's getting freaky in this house. Oh my god.
This ain't normal, man. This ain't normal.
I'm shitting it.
Staring at.
Immediately after flicking the lights off, both of them could see some white glowing dots in the room. They had the appearance of eyes, but danced around as if they were orbs, so it was really hard to pinpoint what they actually were. But what we do know is that they were tied to the paranormal world, because shortly after the lights turned themselves on and a can of some sort collapsed to the ground. After this, both William and Keith made their way back into the sitting room to take a break from this paranormal surge, but they had the littlest of ideas that this was only just beginning. Their dog came into the room looking distraught, so they went to follow him, and it led them back to the original cupboard where this happened.
Did you move me? Oh man, you know something's there. What are you looking at me for? What are you looking at me for? Mate. No.
He's looking under, he thinks he's under there.
Let's keep our eye off the dog for the moment, because... Yeah. That dog seems to know, man. He just keeps looking up in the corners though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Shit, did that move?
Yeah, I can't. Didn't see it. Fucking hell.
Did you see something move on that chair?
Yeah, I swear it's that teddy bear.
Oh, you fucker. No, look, you see the dark shadows around it.
Out of nowhere, the lid to the pan started to move on its own accord, and this put the duo into a state of fear. The paranormal surge lasted about 4 more minutes after this, before it came to a stop, and neither William or Keith experienced anything of the sort ever again. Stephen Buswell has been a witness of paranormal activity before in his life, and was a strong believer in these kinds of things because of that fact. However, the last thing that he expected to happen when he invited a friend over for the night was a ghost to make a cameo. He had always been dreaming about capturing a poltergeist, doing its acts on camera. So in a way, this experience made Stephen feel content, but there was still a factor of fright within him nonetheless. Take a look.
What the?
The cone is moving with the... This is really weird. Let's see. Fuck. Come on here.
Mike! Chris, le compte vient de bouger. C'est fuckant, ici. Hein? Le compte vient de bouger, c'est fuckant, Chris. Viens voir. Viens voir. Le compte vient de bouger. Je ne niaise pas, genre 3-4 fois.
Qu'est-ce qui casse? C'est pas dans la crise.
Je te dis, il n'y a rien dedans. Il a bougé au moins 3 fois. Là.
Ça en fait du bon, hein, Esti?
Ça fait un an, j'ai arrêté de fumer cette prix. Il a encore bougé!
Hein?
Il a encore bougé!
Strangely, the traffic cone was moving without any visible force acting upon it, and we all know the most likely cause: a spirit was having some fun. Stephen called his friend in the room so that he had an alibi alongside the video to make his friends believe him, and fortunately, they all did. One of them managed to get him in contact with a ghost hunter who had arranged to come and cleanse the property. All that we can do is sit back and hope that the cleansing turns out to be a success. Wyatt and his family were living in the perfect home until about a month ago, and you probably assume that they moved out, right? How else would they no longer be in the perfect home? Well, ever since their cat passed away, the place has been riddled with paranormal activity, and no matter how many experts they decide to contact, none of them are of any help due to a lack of evidence. One day, when everybody else in the house was out at a party, Wyatt heard some banging from the basement, and in hopes of serving the family justice and finally collecting liable evidence, he took his camera and went down the stairs. What he captured was beyond crazy, and might be the hardest video to debunk that I have ever showcased to you guys. But before I played the clip, did you know that you can have your paranormal videos featured on my channel? All that you have to do is email hauntertvofficial@gmail.com with your attached clips alongside a brief description of what happened and why it happened, and you are guaranteed to have your story documented for all to see. Anyway, here is Wyatt's clip.
You guys are hearing that, right? Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been picking up. I'm not going back there. Hello? Damn it. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Jesus. Dude. Stop. Oh, dude.
A lot of mysterious things happened here, such as the banging, the self-moving items, and the swing. But one thing happened that outshined everything else. If you paid close enough attention, you would have noticed that the ball rolled out of nowhere and literally spawned into the room with Wyatt. Some creepy stuff for sure. A bedroom is supposed to be a safe space for the occupant, as it is a private room for them to reside in when times warrant them to need some alone time. Feeling unsafe in your bedroom would be a horrible feeling, But unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who feel this, with the man who recorded the upcoming clip being one of them, but not for the reasons that you would assume. One evening, he was sitting in his gaming chair, drunk gaming with his friends, when he needed to go and get a snack. He went downstairs as routine, but had no clue what he was about to walk back into his room to.
My chair is moving. It's straight up moving. Maria.
Yeah?
Maria, my chair turned, did a whole 360. Can you not? Like, where are you? You stupid ghost. And I'm only f***ing so cheery right now, not terrified, because I did drink a bunch. Oh shit. Oh shit. And I got some more Trulies. Let's go. Don't do that again, bro. Here. Stop doing that.
His chair began to spin on its own terms, and due to the contents of alcohol that the man had consumed, he was not confident in his visions at first, like most drunk witnesses do, though he took out his phone and filmed the incident so that he could verify things in a sober state, and you bet he did. After re-watching the video sober, he uploaded it to social media with full confidence that this was a spiritual encounter, and he had all rights to be confident in his findings. Jack is a TikTok user who collects antique items, and there is one very dangerous drawback to collecting things of this nature. You are always risking the slight chance that they could be haunted. Over the past few years, he has had a few instances regarding one-time events with moving items and noises, but nothing serious has ever happened. That was until recent times, where he has become certain that a ghost attached to one of the items has stayed with him. All sorts of weird things have happened recently, and on top of this, he woke up one morning and the sitting room was very cold. Even turning the fire on didn't fix things. This made him suspicious, and he began to film the house in case of an event, and he made the correct decision.
Okay folks, as you can see, it's almost 10:20 in the morning. I've decided to start filming because I knew something wasn't right in this house this morning. I've got the fire on, as you can see there, and it's warm outside, but the house is freezing. And furthermore, there's constant, I don't know, scratchy type noises coming from the dining room. So I've got it out there, that's the car, on the off chance. If you're making noises in here, make yourself known. Do it now while I've got an actual camera out again. It's driving me absolutely wild, to be honest. Oh, it's cold. Can you do something to make your presence known? Oh, my TV's gone off. Right, okay. Ooh, there's a bit of an atmosphere, you know, guys. Cat's acting a bit weird as well. What's wrong? You okay? What? Right, thank you for doing that. Okay. Woo, I'm freaked out. Thank you. What is it you want? Why do you just randomly flare every now and then? The cat is going nuts at the bottom of the stairs. If you've just moved that chair, do something for me again. Can you hear that noise? Sophia, what are you doing? Whoa, what was that? What was that? What was that? What? Jesus.
All kinds of odd and peculiar events happened, and it was clear that whatever poltergeist that was behind it had a distaste towards him. It would be smart for Jack to come up with some sort of approach to get rid of the spirit, but due to a lack of updates, we have no clue if he has taken action, but hope he has. Losing a beloved pet is not for the weak, and when the family who captured our next clip went through this process, they really found it hard to cope. They had another dog too, who really couldn't handle the lack of a furry friend, so that made it ever more hard for them to handle the situation. One day though, whilst the father of the family and the other dog were in the living room together, they heard something that they would have never expected, and it was fortunate enough to be caught on camera. Have a watch. Out of the blue, they both started to hear the sound of a dog whimpering, and you owners out there can vouch for me that an owner can definitely recognize the whine of their hound. It was clear that the father and the Chihuahua knew what was behind the sounds, because they became evidently uncomfortable with the situation, and the man even decided to get up and leave. The dog's goal was likely to show support to its family and let them know that he was still with them, but to be honest, it had the opposite effect. It instilled fear into the father, and nobody in the house ever heard this again. All I know is that it definitely slowed down the recovery process and reset the father's 5 stages of grief back to stage 1. There are many jobs that have a high likelihood of making you become haunted, and one of them is transporting bodies to and from funerals and things of the sort. This is because you are in such a close proximity to a dead person, and a lot of spirits will watch over their body until it is cremated, so it makes sense for these drivers to have such experiences. Mel was doing one of these tasks, and taking somebody with decapitated arms to the place in which it was going to get cremated. But little did she know that the spirit was not on board with the idea of having its body put into flames.
Y'all listen. Listen real carefully, okay? Y'all hear it? I keep looking back there to see if that box is gonna open. I know, can y'all hear it? It's like that. But showing no arms.
At a random point, some sounds could be heard from inside of the box, and it was evident that something was in it. Mel recorded the incident so that she could show the cremating company once she arrived, and they opened the box to see if anything was inside. There was no trace of any other creature of the body being alive, so they continued with the process and came up with one debatable solution. The sounds came from the poltergeist of the body, and the family was on board with this idea. It made the most sense after all. Ian, also known as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, is the most named person on this channel, and that is because he never fails to provide the best quantity and quality of ghostly clips. One of Ian's more recent adventures has been to a haunted asylum, and of course, he decided to go in alone. This place was completely riddled with ghosts, and to call it haunted would be an understatement. It was a hellhole. Fortunately, we have Ian though, the man who can explore everything, and whilst inside the asylum, he caught this on camera.
There is no way that just fell. There is definitely no way. I mean, look at the distance it would have had to have gone. I mean, I know I've been walking around and like this floor, it's a little shaky. So, I mean, that is possible that maybe me walking caused it to fall. I don't know, that is strange. It's just the distance it fell that's throwing me off. Put it back in here. If you just threw one of those gourds, could you move one of them? Or throw one? Preferably not at me. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, again, it could have just fell for all I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that up to you guys to decide. Dude, no way. Okay, that time it was thrown. No doubt about it. You cannot say that was me. No way. Oh my God. Dude, this thing went flying like over 10 feet. I mean, how could you possibly explain that? Dude, I am barely starting and stuff is already getting thrown. Holy moly. All right. Whoever threw this, I dare you to throw a third one. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. Dude, I hope I caught that on camera. I might have caught like the very tail end of it. This thing just went flying across this room.
It came after the last video on this channel where a spirit launched one of these fruit pieces across the room out of nowhere, and the same happened again after the spirit was beckoned to repeat its actions. More clips from this ghostly adventure will be posted on my channel, so make sure to subscribe so you do not miss them. They are only going to get more terrifying. The following video was uploaded to YouTube on August the 6th of 2010 by a user called Looker2, who we don't have much information on. In this particular instance though, he was educating his potential viewers on how to install mods for a video game on PC, but little did he know what was going to happen during this recording. He wasn't able to progress further than even the intro when this happened.
Hey guys, this is Looker2. I'm gonna make a modding tutorial video. So here it is. Alright. It's weird. Alright, so anyway. Oh man. Okay. There's the door.
Strangely, the light turned off on its own accord, and a lot of people said that it was likely due to an electrical issue. However, people don't take into consideration that Looker 2 had to go and physically flick the light switch, meaning that something else must have physically moved it too. Furthermore, it was followed by even more disruptive activity, proving that the light event was not in isolation, meaning it could not have been a coincidence. This was definitely a spiritual scenario, and everything points towards that being the case. Matt and his son Hugo were both in bed waiting for the mother of the house to arrive home from work. Matt finished his work at roughly 8 p.m, so decided to spend his free hour with his children, although one of them was fast asleep despite such an early hour. Roughly 25 minutes passed since Matt had arrived home, and he was becoming rather frustrated that his wife still wasn't back with them. She was supposed to have finished her shift at 8:15, but that clearly wasn't the case. It was at the peak of Matt's stress that something happened which would trigger his stress levels even more. Have a look.
¿Por qué no dormí ya todavía? ¿Va a dormir? Cargoso, otro. ¿Ya se durmió, Leandro? ¿Se durmió o no? Capaz que está durmiendo, tú estás jugando con la luz. Quédate ahí, Tobias. No vayas, Tobias, quédate ahí. Quédate ahí, no vengas. Tobias, quédate ahí, no te despiertes, ahí vengo, Tobias, quédate ahí. Ahora voy, Tobias, No te desperté todavía, quédate ahí. Ahora voy yo.
The room that his youngest child was fast asleep in started acting up, and it was almost as if there was something else in there. From the light swinging to the broomstick dropping onto the bed, this was very freaky, especially when taking into account that it occurred within a young child's bedroom. The reason that Matt was so calm throughout this was that he didn't want to disturb his son from sleeping, so tried his best to stay silent. Upon her arrival, Matt's wife was shown the video, and they are now both in contact with several experts to resolve the issue, so I wish them the best of luck. A single father had recently moved into a brand new property with his daughter, but they had no idea of its history before making the purchase. It was built in the late 1900s, and it was supposed that somebody had died inside of the basement during its construction. Upon further research, the father realized that this story was true, and considering a lot of mysterious things were happening inside of the house, he was able to piece 2 and 2 together. This location was beyond haunted, and the entity haunting it was none other than the construction worker. This is when he came to the decision to take out his camera and run an experiment with his daughter, and this is how it ended up going.
Okay, so there's been a lot of paranormal, creepy stuff that's been happening in my basement because when my basement was being built, somebody died down here, and my house was built in 1982. Oh, my door just moved. Okay, it's kind of creepy. Is anybody in there? Should I go in there?
I guess, yeah. Let's look.
Nobody's in there. Behind the door. Well, this really doesn't have anything Maybe we should just go back out now. Okay, I think that should be it. I don't know. Whoa. Okay.
Wait a minute, I can't. Hang on, let me turn on the night.
Okay.
Wait.
Is it on? Is night vision on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Oh my god, the chair's moving. Okay.
Fortunately, the experiment was a huge success, and all sorts of unorthodox things happened around the house. First of all, the door to the bathroom opened on its own accord, and it was evident that no visible forces were being applied to it. In between that, quite a few frightening things happened, and at the very end, they heard noises from upstairs. All of this put together made for a great video documenting their experience to post to social media, but they were nowhere near finished there. They wanted to do another test to make their viewers certain that they were actually experiencing a haunting, and this one was much more accurate. This time around, they decided that the father was going to come into the room at a random point of the day and start filming his daughter to see if they could catch the ghost in its acts once again. Making predictions, they both thought that the spirit would never show itself on camera again, and they weren't too far-fetched to say that. However, that by no means implies that they were right. Take a look.
What are you doing, Catherine?
Playing a game.
Yeah, where's everybody at?
Upstairs. I've been playing, I've been hearing a whole bunch of weird stuff,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's kind of creeping me out, so, I don't know, this game's getting really boring. Let's just turn this off. Okay. Oh my god, this is so scary, isn't it?
What was that?
Whoa. We just fell. Whoa. Should I pick it up?
It's all by itself. The chair just moved.
Whoa. Okay. It's kind of creeping me out. Let's go this way. Oh, I just felt like I got slapped in the stomach. And chair. The door's opening. Oh my
Did
god.
that door just open by itself?
Yeah. Let's just go into this room here. The light's not working. We're gonna need the night vision here.
Why isn't the light working?
I don't know. It's just not working.
Hey, hang on, let's see here if I can.
Is it on?
Okay.
Okay, let's just start looking around and see if anything moves in here. So I should pay attention to everything. I don't even know what these are up here.
Wait, what's going on over here?
Moving? Holy cow.
Go look over there. Let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go.
It is arguable that the poltergeist was much more prominent in this video, as it was able to perform more acts than last time. It seemed that no matter where the father panned the camera, something out of the ordinary happened, and it was evident that the man who passed away inside of their basement was not pleased with the ghost life in the slightest. There was no need to take it out on the family living there, though. If its goal was to drive them out, then it was failing, because the father was adamant on not letting the spirit get its own way with things. This is why he discontinued the experiments and stopped giving it attention entirely. For a week or so, this did the trick, and none of them witnessed anything of the paranormal sort. That was until the daughter was filming a Snapchat video for her friends. She was innocently dancing and sharing the video to a group chat full of her friends, but clearly the spirit was not fond of the idea of fun, because it closed the door. It was very lucky that the girl was able to capture this on camera, because it was a rather spontaneous event, and it was able to be uploaded onto YouTube. This saga is horrible, and if any more videos end up being uploaded, I will include it in future videos, so make sure to subscribe. Now this next video shakes things up a little bit, and might not actually have been caused by something of a paranormal nature. All I am going to say is that it sounded a little bit too real to have been a ghost. The time was 11 p.m. and Racy, a professional dancer, was recording a video to post to social media where she educated people on how to perform a certain dance. Rather than doing this for monetary gain, she did it out of pure passion, which is why many people followed her. But this time, something else overpowered her moves, and it was something much scarier.
Estuve explicando estos pasos y de pronto.
2 y 1, 2, 3. Hacemos 3 laterales. Igual mi compañera. 1.
A loud and deathly scream echoed around the apartment complex, and it was almost as if somebody had been killed. It is important to know that the place of which this occurred was known to be haunted, so this was not a standalone event, but no screams had been reported there, so if it was one of the well-known ghosts, it did something new. This is why many people believe a ghost did not cause this, and it was a real person, but I guess I am going to have to leave that one up for discussion to remain without bias. On July the 6th of 2025 at roughly 7 p.m, Kyle Anthony heard some noises in his garage that caught his attention quickly. For those of you who are new to the channel, Kyle is far from a newcomer to the paranormal, and this garage saga has been going on for quite some time. In his garage lies the entrance to his attic, which will randomly start shaking without any visible force being applied onto it. Kyle has ventured up into the attic a few times, and came across a box containing a doll with no eyes to which he believes is causing events like this to happen.
We meet again, rattling attic door. It's been a while, and I'm not going in there. Gosh dang it. I'm not going in there, y'all. I'm sick of this shit.
As I said, the attic entrance rattled really aggressively, and it was as if an angry person was causing it, but obviously, there was no person on the camera. Unlike the other occasions though, Kyle decided that he had finally had enough with this spirit, and was no longer going to blindly buy into its bait and enter the attic. Every time he did this, it seemed that things became worse overnight, and he was a man who learned from his mistakes rather than repeating them. I hope that ignoring the spirit does the trick for Kyle, and all of these things stop happening to him. If you have ever watched a video on my channel before, then the likelihood is that you have heard of the most appeared YouTuber on here, the Midwest Ghost Hunter, whose real name is Ian. He does all sorts of long explorations of haunted hellholes and uploads videos of up to 2 hours documenting the experiences, and they seem to get more frightening every time. The one that I am going to expose you to shortly does not break that trend. It took place in an abandoned and hence haunted asylum that was known for being ridiculed with ghostly activity. Ian was brave to visit this place, let alone stay there for as long as he did, but we have to thank him because he was able to capture this.
Dang, it is creepy out here. Not as creepy as in there, though. Not by a long shot. Hopefully this wind doesn't mess up the audio too bad. Hello, is anyone out here? Willows Cowden? Are you out here working? There it is, guys. That is one creepy barn. Willows, if you're in that barn, could you come out and talk to me? Get my flashlight out here. Hello? Willows, if you're in here, could you show yourself? Are you in here? If you're in here, could you make a noise? Whoa. That came from above. What the heck is that? Willows. Is that you working up there? Are you still baling hay? Yup. Whoa. Dude, he just responded. I swear to God, I just heard a yup. Thanks for talking with me, Willows. What was it like falling from that window? What happened? Holy crap. I can hear him up there. But there's really no way I can get up there. Unless I'm freaking Spider-Man. There's no way to get up there. It literally sounds like he's just pounding away up there. Doing something. God, I wish I could see up there. I know. There's that window out here. I could look up at that. Willows, are you up there, buddy? Whoa, I just heard his voice. I heard a voice shout from up there. Did he just shout at me through the window? Willows, if you're up there, could you look out the window? No way, no way. Dude, I just saw him in there. Holy shit, dude, he just peeked out from the freaking window. Oh my God. Dude, that was so insane.
It is certainly safe to call this the most frightening clip captured and showcased on my entire channel. Not only was Ian able to get literal words out of the spirit, but it somehow became visible for a split second, proving its presence to the world. This was the definition of a haunting, and if you want to see more clips captured by Ian, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, because he is featured in practically every video that I upload. A trio of siblings were all in their parents' room when they swore they witnessed a chair rocking without any human interaction. It was as if someone or something was sitting inside of it, causing the phenomenon to happen. But due to the clear view of the front and back of the chair, it was obvious that nothing visible actually caused this. That beckons the question though, what did? And I think we all know the true answer, but I'll let you have a watch beforehand.
Okay, I'm here with my cousin Braden, my cousin Benton, and my brother Karsten. And this is our parents' bedroom, and we've been catching this rocking chair moving by itself, and nobody believes us, but we're all here home alone, and we're gonna see if we can catch it now. Somebody want to ask it to move?
I will. Please, sir or ma'am, please move the chair if you can. Or male or female, move. I'm scared. Me too.
Probably ain't gonna do it with us sitting here.
Oh, I'm so scared, cousin. What is the tragic, cousin?
Is it moving a little bit?
Oh my gosh. It is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh. Oh. Man, that's so creepy. Why do we have to stand here? Oh.
Wait, hold on, wait. Somebody go see if somebody's behind there.
I will. Why do we have to do this? Oh, no one's behind there. Oh,
Let me
gosh.
see. Let me get it on
gosh.
camera.
Oh gosh.
Look, it is moving. And nobody's back there.
I'm so scared.
And plus, you can see in the mirror. Nobody's standing behind there while it's moving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's slowing down now. Is it gonna do it anymore for us? Nope. Stop. So there we go. We got it on camera.
It was evident that a spirit caused this from the fact alone of the chair moving after the siblings asked it to. They were all frightened by this, but due to being a trio, they were able to feel much less fear than usual in such a circumstance, and luckily caught it on camera. They sent the video to their mother and uploaded it to YouTube to see what they should do next, but the vast majority of people online didn't believe them, so offered no aid. If you have any advice for these kids, then leave it in the comments so that if they come across the video, they can get the help that they deserve. Ghost hunting in terms of a paid profession is something that I can get behind, because the amount of money that people get paid for their work in this industry is surreal. However, when people do this as a hobby rather than a job, things begin to feel strange. Alonzo was a ghost hunter, far different from the rest, and instead of using his love for the paranormal as a tool to make a living, he simply had fun with it. Whether it was using Ouija boards inside his own house, or exploring others and helping them out free of charge, he was happy to do it, and this is why Alonzo was seen as a bit of an outcast. Regardless though, he continued to help people in haunted trouble, and the following video comes from one of his house visits. Before I show you the video though, if you have any paranormal clips and would like me to break them down in a future video for you, then send the footage to drokumedia1@gmail.com and give me the story of what happened. Now, have a watch.
Aquí hay muchas manos, para que vean que aquí hay manos. Dime cómo te llamas. ¿Por qué estás aquí? Uy, algo están pegando. Vean todas las manos que hay aquí. Vean todas las manos que hay aquí. Uy, ¿dónde estás? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Estás aquí conmigo? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¡Ay, se volteó! ¡Ay, se volteó! ¡Se volteó la cabeza! ¡Para! Volteó la cabeza! Uy, no manches, la cabeza la volteó. Uy, me dio miedo. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Vamos a levantar esto. Mira lo feo. Manches, está llorando, amigos. Está como llorando. Vean. Está como llorando, miren. Está como llorando, miren. ¿Cómo te llamas? Si estás aquí, quiero que me digas tu nombre.
The first weird part of this video was that Alonzo's device was indicating a presence and trying extremely hard to translate what it was trying to say, but unfortunately failed. This was not the spookiest part though. The spirit also decided to move the mannequin, and Alonzo made it very evident that there were no attachments on it. This video was the act of a ghost, but it was Alonzo. He looked back and enjoyed it. One day, James was doing the innocent activity of eating breakfast when he got a really weird and eerie feeling out of nowhere. It felt like he was being stared at deep into his soul, so he decided to do the most logical thing and look around. His head scanned the room, but was drawn to a counter, and to the surprise of James, a cup from this counter launched itself across the room as if a person had thrown it. It was after this that he started to record the incident, just in case anything else followed, and he did the right thing because it did.
Off the table. Cleaned up all the glasses you can see, but I'm home alone, and even when I'm not home alone, all this stuff seems to happen. What was that? I'm not feeling too well. You know what? I gotta calm down. I'm gonna find out what this is. Really? Really? Nobody's here. You coward. What? Why are the lights turned off by themselves? I'm scared. What was that? Did you see that? Did you hear that? This is scary. Let me scan around. I really should call out a paranormal investigation team. Oh my gosh. It's cold. It's freezing cold. I can't touch it. It's so cold. I'm so scared. Really? Really? I can't deal with this anymore. I'm leaving.
This was a big step up from a moving cup, and all sorts of hauntings happened within a short period of time, which is referred to as a paranormal surge. The most prominent incident was when the stool collapsed to the ground on its own accord, and happened to be freezing cold in the aftermath, which anybody who knows anything about ghosts knows is a huge giveaway of a presence. James contacted a ghost hunter after this incident, and surprisingly, negotiated a low price, so they are expected to come within 2 weeks. All we can do is pray that the hunt turns out successful. Mark and Shannon were a happy couple living in a not-so-happy environment, and it was quite sad to be completely honest. They were perfect for each other and could not wait to live as one. But when they started to rent their first property, they had no clue that it was going to be haunted. Every time one of them was left alone in the house, a huge paranormal surge would happen, and luckily for you, Mark decided to record his entire evening once, just to prove to some doubters that this phenomenon was actually happening to them, and I managed to find the footage. Here you go.
Something's not right now. I don't know what it is. Something is not right, dude. What is it? What's up there? What is it to you? My adrenaline's pumping, my heart is racing. I've already seen some fucking weird shit.
The spirit opened the kitchen cupboard on video, and it was obvious that no natural thing caused it to happen. Mark sent the video to all of his friends that doubted him, but to his dismay, none of them believed him and thought he was more of a weirdo for pretending and setting up a fake experience. Do you think the experience looked fake? Let me know in the comment section, but I personally think it looked authentic enough to believe. On February the 5th of 2025, Maddie was at home when something spooked her so much that she had to evacuate her house and hide in her vehicle whilst waiting for her family to come and protect her. It's important to note that before this event, she had never experienced anything paranormal, but when she noticed a shadow figure moving in her yard, she knew that it was far from a natural light casting. Here it is.
I understand this is probably going to sound insane or look like a blur to you, but I was crying. I watched this thing move across in my rearview mirror when I was driving back of my car to the front. I could see it from outside and in the mirror. It got out of my car, like staring at me, but if I looked away, I couldn't find it until it was closer. I have never felt fear like this. The hair on my arms was standing up. I was crying on the phone with my mom, waiting for my stepdad to come over because I couldn't believe this is what I really saw.
While poor Maddie was sitting in the locked car, the shadow figure continuously stared at her, and every time she looked away from it, it supposedly got closer. It was genuinely like a horror movie for her, and she even suffers from PTSD because of it. Beyond this point, she becomes scared by the most normal shadow castings and thinks that the spirit is haunting her again. There have been no verified sightings of the spirit from Maddie since, though, and we are safe to believe that the only long-lasting effect from all of this is her trauma. A tourist called Mitchell was visiting Scotland and decided that he was going to take a leisurely stroll down a nice and long road. When he reached a certain point, though, he began to hear some distinct banging, but assuming it was just a human using a hammer or something, he ignored it. As he got closer and closer to the sound, though, it intensified, and the rate in which it happened only got louder. It was when he reached an abandoned building that he realized it must have been the source. Curiously, he walked around the building to see if he could figure out what was causing the banging, and sure enough, he was successful. This is what he found.
It is a ghost.
It's just a wind.
Mate. Must be a ghost.
No, it's a wind.
No, it's a ghost.
Let's go.
There's nothing else there. What else could it be?
See? Really?
I told you it was haunted.
Now, there are several reasons why this could have been faked, but I am about to debunk them. First of all, the wind could have easily caused the door to move, but if this was the case, why would it have stopped the second another noise was made behind the door? Secondly, there could have been an animal or person behind the door barging against it, but no matter how far you zoom into the crack, absolutely no movement was visible. Everybody in their right mind knows that this place was haunted. The man who recorded the following video is actually a viewer of the channel who submitted the content to drokumedia1@gmail.com in order to be featured, and if you want something similar, then make sure to do the same. A few years ago, he made a very small YouTube channel where he would read scary stories in the location that they happened in, and it was quite a cool idea, I must say. After the event that I am about to show you though, he was forced to give up entirely and never wanted to do something of this sort ever again. It took place in Jerome, Arizona, in the Jerome Grand Hotel, and it was extremely creepy. He had just finished reading a letter from a subscriber when this happened.
Okay.
The viewer was woken up by the sound of feet running across his hotel room, and he instantly turned on his mobile phone camera, followed by his flashlight. There was a loud noise that struck fear into him, but then out of nowhere, the tap turned itself on. This had to be a spirit rather than some sort of pipe issue because the handle had physically turned, meaning something had to have moved it, and it was evident that nothing else was in the room at the time. This experience was very spooky, and all we can do is hope that they haven't experienced anything of the sort since. I won't forget to say thank you to the kind viewer who submitted this, and the email is on screen if you want your clips to be in our future videos.